Live with Kelly and Michael is an American syndicated morning talk show, hosted by Kelly Ripa and Michael Strahan. Executive produced by Michael Gelman, the show has aired since 1983 locally on WABC-TV in New York City and 1988 nationwide. With roots in AM Los Angeles and A.M. New York, Live began as the morning show, hosted by Regis Philbin and Cyndy Garvey. The show rose to national prominence as Live with Regis and Kathie Lee, which ran for 12 years, and continuing as Live with Regis and Kelly for another decade before Ripa, after hosting with guest co-hosts for nearly a year, was paired with former NFL defensive end Michael Strahan. From January 2009 to September 2012, the show's title logo was stylized as Live. The franchise has had long-standing success and has won the Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Talk Show and Outstanding Talk Show Hosts. Production. Concept. Executive producer Michael Gelman has said the real concept of the show, in a simple sense, is that they are husband and wife. They have their coffee mugs and they're chit-chatting about what's going on. That is the basis of the show's signature host chat, an unscripted on-air conversation between the co-hosts which opens each show in a segment lasting about 20 minutes. Then, a home viewer is called to answer a trivia question about the show, with the opportunity to win a vacation. Beginning with a trivia question by phone, the show then continues with interviews with celebrity guests, musical performances, and other recurring segments. Regular features showcasing fashion, food, health, and lifestyle topics. The Live series has inspired similarly formatted talk shows. The now cancelled Mike and Metty, George and Alana, Carol and Marilyn, Real Friends, Donnie and Marie, Richard and Judy, Today with Des and Mal, Living It Up. With Arlie and Jack, The Morning Show with Mike and Juliet, and Anderson Live were all based on Live. The show is broadcast live from New York City weekdays at 9 a.m. for most affiliates in the Eastern Time Zone, and is tape delayed for the rest of the country. Recurring segments: Guinness World Record Breaker Week, New York Auto Show Week, Broadway Week, and Top Teacher Week are examples of features frequently visited on the show, highlighting a different aspect of the theme every day that week. Live will also invite whiz kids to oppose the co-hosts at spelling, athletics, mathematics, sports stacking, and technology, among other tasks. A recurring gag with Philbin as co-host was him challenging seniors preferably over the age of 100 at tennis, basketball, ping pong, and bowling, for example. Also, regular contributors to the show include toy enthusiast Chris Byrne, style maven Lauren Sarian, animal expert Peter Grosz, automotive expert Alan Taylor, pediatrician Greg Upaleta, home and gardening show host Katie Brown, technology specialist Leo Laporte, entrepreneur Carly Roney, science Bob, veterinarian Jennifer Jellison, and nutrition expert Wendy Bazillion. Specials: every year at Halloween, the co-hosts wear dozens of costumes and portray some of the most famous and infamous names in pop culture. The 2013 special, entitled The Best Halloween Show Ever, had the most costume changes to date with over 50 in 1 hour. In February, Live throws a wedding for a couple who writes in with reasons why they should be married on the show. Viewer submissions are also accepted for their Mom's Dream Come True special, where the co-hosts pay tribute to a select group of mothers. Live from the Dolby Theatre in Hollywood, the show airs its post-Oscar special the day after the awards ceremony. The co-hosts interview winners and presenters as well as other attendees on the red carpet, backstage and live on the show. Also, a panel recaps the best and worst of fashions worn at the event. On location, Live has been to 8 countries and nearly 25 states, logging 200,000 miles. The list of remotes includes Tampa, Hawaii, Monaco, Banff, San Antonio, Aspen, Walt Disney World, New Orleans, Disneyland, Las Vegas, San Francisco, Paris, Detroit, Chicago, the Bronx, Los Angeles, the USS Intrepid, Minneapolis St. Paul, Maui, Prince Edward Island, London, Scottsdale, the White House, Charlotte, Churchill Downs, Niagara Falls, Puerto Rico, Marina del Rey, Philadelphia, Branson, Mount Rushmore, the Bahamas, and the Dolby Theatres set for the 85th Academy Awards. While on location, the co-hosts transplant the franchise's own brand of entertainment-oriented talk with the beauty of the particular location, providing a colorful backdrop to the show's segments. History: 1971–1981, A.M. Los Angeles. The show has part of its origins in A.M. Los Angeles, a local show that was broadcast on WABC-TV in Los Angeles from 1971 to 1991 that was originally created and hosted by Ralph Story, with Stephanie Edwards as co-host. When the format went national as A.M. America in 1975, Regis Philbin assumed hosting duties of the Los Angeles version, with Sarah Purcell as his original co-host. Purcell departed the show in 1978 and was replaced by Cyndy Garvey. Philbin and Garvey hosted A.M. Los Angeles until 1981. 1970–1983, A.M. New York, The Stanley Siegel Show, Good Morning New York. Meanwhile, there were also two different morning show predecessors on WABC-TV in New York City. The first was A.M. New York, which debuted on May 18, 1970 as a local version of NBC's Today Show, and was originally hosted by John Bartholomew Tucker. After he left in 1972, a succession of hosts came and went, until Stanley Siegel took over in late 1975. Under Siegel's stint, the show went from last to first in the ratings for a brief period, and from 1977 until his departure in 1978 it was known as The Stanley Siegel Show. Following Siegel's departure for rival WCBS-TV, the show reverted to the A.M. New York name until its cancellation in 1980, by which point it had been hosted by Janet Langart and Clay Cole. A few weeks later, WABC tried again with Good Morning New York, hosted originally by Spencer Christian and Andrea Kirby. Kirby would eventually be replaced by Judy Licht, and Christian was followed by the likes of Dick Wolfsey and longtime Eyewitness News reporter and anchor Doug Johnson. Like its predecessor for much of its run, Good Morning New York failed to make a dent in the ratings against Donahue on WNBC, and was cancelled in early 1983, with the morning show as its replacement. 1983–1988, The Morning Show, co-hosted by Regis Philbin and Cyndy Garvey, premiered locally on WABC-TV in New York on April 4, 1983. Despite a lack of experience, Garvey's hiring was based largely on her charisma in previous television appearances and for being well known as beautiful wife to Major League Baseball first baseman Steve Garvey, and, as noted above, she had already spent several years co-hosting with Philbin in Los Angeles. In 1984, she left the show and Philbin hired Ann Abernathy, whom he remembered from his time at KABC for her engaging personality, to assume the co-host duties. When Abernathy got married and decided to return to Los Angeles, Kathie Lee Johnson joined Philbin officially June 24, 1985. Their chemistry proved to be successful as the morning show soon became #1 in the market and went on to debut in national syndication on September 5, 1988, when the title was changed to Live with Regis and Kathie Lee. 1988–2000, Live with Regis and Kathie Lee. Early on, Live matched its local success with impressive national ratings and established itself as a dominant fixture in American television. Entertainment Weekly described Regis Philbin and Kathie Lee Gifford as an agreeable mismatch, and their famous banter as playful, edgy, and amusing. Gifford's positivity throughout public scandals such as the 1996 accusation that her clothing line was being run under sweatshop conditions and her husband Frank Gifford's 1997 affair with a flight attendant resonated with the female demographic of the show, but ultimately made her a media target, prompting her emotional departure on July 28, 2000. "Over a third of my life has been at Live," she said. "This is family. It's been an amazing journey." Since her departure, Gifford has returned to Live on 3 occasions for the show's 20th anniversary special on September 14, 2007, to promote her book Just When I Thought I'd Dropped My Last Egg, Life and Other Calamities on April 14, 2009, and again as a guest to bid farewell to Philbin on his second-to-last show, November 17, 2011. 2000–2001, Live with Regis, When it came to looking for Gifford's replacement, Philbin and executive producer Michael Gelman consciously and intentionally decided to take control of the selection process. Teaming Philbin with a handful of potential co-hosts including Joy Philbin, Kathleen Murphy, Rosie O'Donnell, Jan Carl, Whoopi Goldberg, Kathy Fountain, Gloria Estefan, Gillian Reynolds, Caroline Rhea, and Suzanne Senna proved to be a hit with positive fan response and a 26% ratings increase. Philbin even won his first Daytime Emmy Award for Live during the 6-month solo period, an award that he would go on to win twice with co-host Kelly Ripa, who auditioned 4 months into the search on November 1, 2000 and whose quick wit, confidence, authenticity, and fun-loving spirit ultimately won her the job. One of the guests on the day of Ripa's tryout, psychic medium Charm Margolis, revealed a secret that Ripa had been keeping under wraps. She's pregnant with her second child. Ripa blushed and nervously replied, "I haven't told my boss yet." Philbin later revealed that of all the potential candidates, it could only be Kelly. "We knew that from her memorable debut onward." Ripa was announced as official replacement on February 5, 2001. 2001 2011, Live with Regis and Kelly. Instantly, Live with Regis and Kelly's young audience demographics increased by 80% with Ripa credited for bringing a new life to the show. 7 months into Philbin and Ripa's partnership, they experienced undoubtedly the toughest show in Live history on September 11, 2001. The show was preempted for a week following the attacks and returned September 18, 2001 with Philbin opening the show saying, "The last time we saw you was a week ago this morning when our lives seemed normal. Then the unthinkable happened. Just then, our worst nightmare occurred. A second plane slammed into the South Tower. Now it was clear. This was a terrible act of terrorism. Then came the news that the Pentagon was hit and another hijacked plane crashed in Pennsylvania, killing everybody on board. Today, the heroic effort continues and the death toll rises. But amid the despair, we continue to hope for signs of life beneath the debris. Exhausted rescue workers refuse to give up. Our nation has never been more united. Across the country, Americans are pulling together, and everywhere you look, there are tremendous shows of support, patriotism, and faith. Terrorists tried to tear us apart, but they failed. Instead, we as a nation have become stronger and have only been brought closer together." Shortly after celebrating their 10th anniversary together, Philbin announced on January 18, 2011 that he would leave Live. The show then held a Regis farewell celebration season as a tribute, showcasing Philbin's top moments from 28 years on the program that he took to its status as one of the most successful talk shows ever in daytime television. Guests including Jimmy Fallon, Michael Bublé Copyright, Christina Aguilera, Don Rickles, Josh Groban, Joe Biden, Robert De Niro, Joan Rivers, David Letterman, Adam Sandler, Michael Douglas, Donald Trump, Bret Michaels, Lou Holtz, Liam Neeson, and Tony Bennett returned for one last sit-down with Philbin and Ripa, sharing recollections of the times they've shared on Live with the indefatigable host. His final show aired on November 18, 2011. 2012, Live with Kelly. After Philbin's departure, the show was renamed Live with Kelly. Joining Ripa were various co-hosts from broadcasting and entertainment. On November 21, 2011, Jerry Seinfeld was the first of 60 men and women to join Ripa at the co-host desk, including Reggie Bush, Kyle MacLachlan, Russell Brand, Howie Mandel, Carl Edwards, Chris Harrison, Daniel Radcliffe, Michael Buckley, Rob Lowe, Martin Short, Neil Patrick Harris, Peter Fasinelli, Boomer Esiason, Ben Mulroney, Dan Abrams, Rob Thomas, David Duchovny, Pat Kiernan, Derek Hough, D.L. Hiley, Jesse Palmer, Carson Kressley, Carrie Ann Inaba, Mark Feuerstein, Jim Parsons, Nick Lachey, Jonah Hill, Michael Strahan, Apollo Anton Ono, Joel McHale, Kat Deely, Tyler Perry, Andy Cohen, Alec Baldwin, Josh Groban, Jerry O'Connell, Seth Meyers, Mike Greenberg, Kristen Chenoweth, Andy Samberg, Mark Consuelos, Lucy Liu, Taye Diggs, Randy Jackson, Mario Lopez, Matthew Broderick, Mary J. Blige, Ed Robertson, Michael Bublé. Copyright, Matthew Morrison, Kevin Jonas, Tony Potts, Dana Carvey, Jimmy Kimmel, Kim Kardashian, L.A. Reid, Bryant Gumbel, Daniel Dye Kim, and Sam Champion. In April 2012, Liv debuted a new set described as a contemporary downtown-style loft, spacious and yet maintaining the studio's warmth and intimacy. It was the first major set redesign since the start of the show's 10th season in national syndication. In July 2012, People magazine reported that Meyers, Groban, and Strahan were the top 3 contenders in the running to replace Philbin. 2012 A Euro Present, Live with Kelly and Michael. On the September 4, 2012 episode, Michael Strahan made his 16th appearance on the show and was introduced as Ripa Euro unregistered trademark as permanent co-host. Strahan is a former NY Giants defensive end and appears on Fox NFL Sunday, a job he said he will keep even though it films in Los Angeles. For his debut, Strahan got out of a black SUV and jogged into the studio to join Ripa. Multiple outlets leaked the announcement 2 weeks prior to his official debut. The Ripa-Strahan chemistry proved to be successful, as ratings instantly surged in all key demographics 87%, with Strahan being credited as bringing the show to a whole new level. Critical reception. The New York Daily News gave the program a positive review. A Euro when it comes to the amount and playfulness of morning talk, nothing beats Live in 2001, 2011, and 2012. The show won the Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Talk Show Hosts, and in its 24th year, after 21 nominations, it won the Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Talk Show. In addition, its co-hosts have received 2 TV Guide Award nominations for Favorite Daytime Talk Show and multiple People's Choice nominations for Favorite Talk Show Host. According to daytime television ratings, viewership averages 5 million per episode, ranking number 1 in all big markets, such as New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Philadelphia, Dallas, San Francisco, and many others. Dominating its time periods, Live is the top-rated morning show and regularly the number 1 syndicated talk show. International broadcast, references. External links, official website, Live with Kelly and Michael at the Internet Movie Database, Live with Kelly and Michael at TV.com, Live with Kelly and Michael at Jvide.com.